he will be found innocent.
Well, I want to turn to a different case, a federal case, where there was a raid on Donald Trump's house because they were looking for some documents that he didn't turn over voluntarily. Federal prosecutors are now asking for a gag order in that classified documents case after the former president said that FBI agents who searched Mar-a-Lago were, quote, locked and loaded, ready to take me out, and that he nearly escaped death. But, Senator, that same language was also in the order for President Biden's home. So do you agree with the Attorney General that this is not only false, what the former president said, but extremely dangerous?
I haven't found myself agreeing with Attorney General Garland on any issue. I will say I saw the video of the SWAT team from the FBI raiding Mar-a-Lago. I have not seen the same video of them raiding Joe Biden's garage. So I'd love to have that comparison. But more importantly, once again, we find ourselves reinforcing this two-tiered justice system where we see a different standard for Republicans and specifically a different standard for Donald Trump. But it doesn't stop with just Donald Trump. We saw the same thing play out, a different standard for a pro-life activist where a SWAT team came into his house with guns drawn. So there is a fear among conservatives that this weaponizing of the justice system, if they'll do it to Donald Trump, they'll do it to anyone.
But I just
we've seen that play out with the pro-life activists.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Feel free. Yes, ma'am.
The reality is that, I mean, just using this case as an example, it's not two tiers if you have the Justice Department, which is the Justice Department, as Joe Biden is currently president, also going in to get classified documents into his house. And what I really am asking you about is the language being used, which is misleading. People like Steve Bannon called this an assassination attempt. Doesn't that kind of language concern you?
Well, I will simply say that watching the treatment of Joe Biden by the justice system, when they have found him unable to stand before a jury of his peers because he's too old, frankly, and his memory is shot. That is not the kind of simple, fair justice system that Americans expect. So it is very difficult to see this justice system currently playing out where it is fair to both Donald Trump and Republicans, as we've seen the kid gloves and the insulation around Joe Biden and his family. We all want fairness without any question, especially when Lady Justice should wear a blindfold, but we don't see that playing out, Dana.
Yeah, you're referring to Robert Hur and his report. That was one reason why they didn't prosecute. There were other reasons why they said they didn't prosecute Joe Biden.
A big one, though.
Well, okay. And I just want to, one last time, what I'm asking you about is rhetoric that could end up dangerous. And you keep answering about Joe Biden. So is there anything you want to talk about with regard to that rhetoric?
Well, the rhetoric that really concerns me is not coming out of emails. They're coming on college campuses when we're seeing the actual physical violence against our Jewish students playing out. What we're seeing is anti-Semitism spreading. We're seeing the spreading of hate. We're not having to figure out what's going to happen. We're actually seeing violence on college campuses, and yet the Democrat Party sits there hands folded, letting it play out. We have to stand in the gap for those Jewish students. So I am very concerned about actual violence that we're seeing play out on our college campuses. Every single college president should hear me clearly. Your federal funding, it is a privilege, not a right. What is a right is for Jewish students to go to class safely, to study in libraries in peace. That's not a hyperbolic situation. That is actual facts on the ground on college campuses. So while rhetoric can be tamped down some, there is one place where we're seeing it manifest physically, violently, and it is disgusting.
I want to turn to something you mentioned.